WCRS Studios in Greenwood, South Carolina, this is Meet Me at the Diner with your host, Ann Eller.
Oh, that's right. There's nothing like a little rewind to get everybody on the same page. We're now on the same page. Penny's here. I'm here. And Miss Lisa Sanders is right here with us. How you doing this afternoon, Lisa?
I'm doing great, Ann. Thank you.
Oh, well, it's good to have you here. What have you been doing today?
Well, getting ready for our big season reveal.
Yeah, that's right here on the radio.
That's right.
Who does things like that? Crazy people trying to make sure everybody knows about it, right?
That's right. Got to be heard.
That's right. Lisa Sanders is the executive director of Greenwood Performing Arts, which happens to be celebrating its 80th anniversary this year. That's pretty huge.
That's hard to believe.
It is.
I don't look 80, do I?
No. I don't think I look 85, do
No.
I? WCRS will be celebrating 85 on September 1st.
That's so exciting.
It
85
is.
years.
85, but 80 is pretty amazing.
I'm catching up with you, Ann.
Yeah, that's true. So, Lisa, before we launch into all the great programs that are coming up with the season reveal, I thought it might be appropriate to tell us a little bit about the history of Greenwood Performing Arts and how it even got started 80 years ago.
Well, thank you for asking. It's pretty phenomenal that back in 1946, a group of visionaries in Greenwood felt the need to have a performing arts season. And I was looking back at some of the original notes, and I kind of giggled when I read them. They said, in quotes, they wanted top-notch performances. Mm-hmm. And so sticking with their original vision 80 years ago, I think we continue that legacy. But it really is amazing to me that in 1946, really right in uptown Greenwood, these visionaries met at the Oregon Hotel. Mm-hmm. And felt the need, the importance of what it does for a community, and felt the need. But you think about what all was going on in 1946, and so it really is amazing to me that they had that vision.
Well, I think you could actually say that even about the radio. That was a big deal to have a radio station in 1941.
A big deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how people, I huddled around and listened to what was going on. I love talking to, my mother and others about that and what that was like and what it meant to them from a communication standpoint.
Right, exactly. So they started this. Now, was it originally working with Lander? Or?
It was. Yeah. It was, which is, again, really kind of a neat thing that what we'll reveal here in a minute. But kind of going back home for one of our events, and it was Greenwood Lander Performing Arts, GLPA, and all of the events were held on the campus of Lander in the Josephine Abney Cultural Center, which is pretty neat too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, who was involved in it way back in the day? Do you know?
Golly, I've got the list of it. Won't surprise you that the Selfs were very involved,
right?
And again, it really is full circle, and see the generations of the Self family. I mean, golly, and continuing to support the arts, and it's just full circle. It really is, and again, it is a generational thing, and that they continue to share in that passion. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm excited to be part of that.
Well, how did you get involved in it?
Well, that's a good question. So long time ago, I was a volunteer, and how I ever got interested really in the arts at all was through my mother, who was really, and still is, the only musician in our family. She's still trying to teach me piano.
Come on, you play a mean tambourine now.
Oh, thank gosh, I have a fabulous tambourine. That makes me a percussionist.
That's right.
I can play a tambourine.
That's right.
Thanks to Ann. But she saw the importance and took my brothers and me to, exposed us to different types of performances. And I probably
GPLA performances?
No. This was a little earlier. Well, not earlier than GPA, but in our hometown of Orangeburg, there was a little bit, in Orangeburg, but it was a real treat to get to go to Columbia. That was a big deal for us. And
it was a big deal for you, but I understand your brothers weren't always excited about it.
It wasn't probably quite as big a deal to them. They were a little more involved in sports, but they found it was interesting, and I think they formed an appreciation for the arts and music and dance. Even if they didn't do it, they have an appreciation for it.
Sure.
And continue to support the arts and enjoy it. So I think that's really the neat thing, and my message really to our community is, we don't have to be professionals, thank goodness, because I wouldn't be there. We can enjoy the art and music and dance on every level.
That was an interesting point that Mac Arnold made.
Yes.
when we were teaching guitar and everything to the elementary school kids. He goes, whether you become a professional or not, the very fact that when you retire that you can sit down and strum a guitar or play the harmonica is pretty cool.
Neat.
Yeah.
Or the tambourine.
Yes.
We can all enjoy it at any level.
Right.
And at any age. That's another real passion of our board and a personal passion of mine is just exposing our community to so many different kinds of genres and music and artists that they don't have to leave Greenwood to see. We're bringing that to our community.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is sounds like we got an emergency broadcast going across the airways here this afternoon. Okay. Well, I guess we'll let them speak for a second. It wouldn't be fair to our...
Oh.
Sounds like there's a thunderstorm outside our area. Well, I guess the EAS is working.
Yes, it is. Good.
Hail. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what all that message was about, but it was extensive.
It was. We heard it.
Yes, we did. So
hope everyone's safe out there.
Absolutely, and be aware. I mean, this heat wave is something else. But now, let's get back to our discussion here. We were talking about how important it is for everybody to be exposed to the arts, and I think that when we were working together on taking the outreach program to the next level. I mean, that was an experience, and now you're carrying it on. I think that's great.
I'm trying to. You got big shoes to fill.
No.
I think you gave us a great framework, and I'm just so excited to be able to continue that and do hopefully some good work throughout the community.
I gave y'all a new attitude.
Yes.
Maybe that's expanded the idea, right? Yeah.
We have, and doing some interesting things, particularly in our schools. Thanks to Self Family Foundation, we're able to really to go into the schools and bring top-notch artists really right at their school, and working with, it's really exciting working with the music teachers and the art teachers and really collaborating. I'm super excited that we will be rolling out our art and music camp twice this year. Our Strings and Things will be October, and all of the art is focusing on art with strings, and then they will receive instruction from none other than Ashby Stokes with the guitar, and Terry Allen will be partnering and working with them, as y'all know, she's in the schools. So that camp will be held at Benjamin May's school, but open to everyone interested in District 50, grades 3rd through 5th. So
and this
we're
will
excited.
be during intercession?
It's during intercession, which is really neat because the kids have a break during that time, and this will be a 3-day camp. And again, we're partnering with the school district to be able to provide that from 9 to 2 every day.
Well, I think that is great. That is awesome. So, I guess we could go ahead and start talking about the big reveal here. I've seen it all over Facebook and everything. What's going to be happening with what is the season? And go ahead and just roll it out for us here. Right here on WCRS.
I'm not very good at keeping secrets. I'll just go ahead and say I have a hard time keeping secrets, so it has been I'm just so excited about it, and through our robust social media, it's really been exciting because I've got people pulling me aside at church and downtown, wherever I am, wanting to know what we've got. So I think it's a great blend, Anne, of our past, but then it's fun with the future too. So, without further ado.
Yes.
Is there a drum roll?
I do.
I knew you did. We will kick off our season. I'm super excited to say, I guess I should say ahoy, mates, because we will be kicking off with the Thurston Howell Band from Charlotte, North Carolina, and they are a premier yacht rock review, and we're very excited. This will be the first time we've ever had an event with our new partners at Old 8 Golf Club.
Wow, how about that? How about that?
Yeah. So think, yacht, nautical, navy, red.
White pants.
White pants. Yeah,
yes.
You can definitely. I know it's after Labor Day, but you can wear white pants.
Well, what is the date of this event?
The date is September the 24th.
Okay.
That's on a Thursday.
Okay.
So save that date.
Okay. All right. So that's September 24th.
And you can wear like your captain hat,
Right.
Whatever your when you go on a yacht, what you wear.
Yeah. Is that called pontoon wear?
Hey, we can do that too.
How about pontoon rock?
Yeah, that's right. There's a great song about pontoon. It's one of my favorites. It's on my playlist, actually.
Right. Yeah, okay. All right, so it starts off September 24th with Yacht Rock.
At Old 8. And if y'all haven't been out there before, man, there's a lot going on, and it is really pretty, and we're just excited again to be partnering.
And this will be at the
with
clubhouse?
them. This will be at the clubhouse. There's still a few surprises. I'm not going to tell everything. You got to buy a ticket and come.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, you'll be in for a little bit of a surprise. But we're excited to be working with Shane and Ashley LeBaron and Dan Farrell and their whole team out there. They've just been very welcoming, and it's a unique event for them as well. But we're tickled for them coming on as a sponsor, and we figured, gosh, Yacht Rock, what better place? We'll be out at near Lake Greenwood.
Absolutely. That sounds great.
Yeah.
All right. So that starts us off on the 24th.
The 24th of September.
All right.
And then I said, we're kind of like going back home. And this is something I have wanted to do. And I think our community has wanted this. And we were able to put this together with Lander University. So I said we truly are coming back home for our black and white ball. It will be for the 80th gala.
Okay.
And that will be on, now don't be scared about this, it's on Friday the 13th.
Oh my God, Friday the 13th of November?
Of November.
Okay.
And as I said, it is like coming back home because we're very, very excited. And it'll be kind of coming back home for him with Dr. Robert Gardner, who was professor of music at Lander. He holds his doctorate in saxophone and leads this incredible orchestra known as South Carolina Jazz Masterworks. And he has assimilated some of the most talented musicians really throughout the Southeast, and the majority of them are teaching musicians as well. We had them at Abney Hall,
right.
And it was the Jazz Ted, and it was fantastic. And in fact, we had it 2 years in a row. It was well attended, well supported, and it just really gave us we just wanted to bring the whole orchestra, and really with Landers coming on as really co-presenting this, and their beautiful performing arts center is, we're just really excited because that's unique and kind of a nod to our past.
Right. Okay, well that sounds great.
Yes.
So that's is that going to be like your Christmas?
Yes,
that'll be the Christmas
November,
event,
right? November 13th, and
Right.
so put on your best black and white and come join us. You really will be entertained by just an incredible group with the orchestra, and we said that really did solidify our milestone season.
Wow. So now, what happens besides having the concert there with them? I mean, you're calling it a black and white gala. So what
Yes.
happens at the gala?
Well, at the gala, you will also be, I guess, entertained would be, yeah, you'd be entertained with some very delicious appetizers and signature cocktails, and of course, what would a gala be without champagne?
Right.
So we will have that as well, working with Lander to really have a nice event that's unique to our community.
Wow. And of course, there's a lot of seats there.
There are a lot of seats.
That's right. So there'll be lots of room.
We want them filled. We want them filled.
Exactly. Well, I think that's terrific. I know that you are excited about that.
I am. It's something I've really wanted for a long time, to bring that to our community.
And it's great to be back there for
Yes.
one show.
Yes. That's right.
That's right. And excellent. So that's on November
13th.
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Okay, well that's memorable, Lisa.
That is memorable. I mean,
Exactly. All right, so that's November, and then as we move on with the great reveal here.
Yes. So in, let's see, February. February the 4th.
Okay.
Right before Valentine's Day.
Yes.
At the Greenwood Country Club.
Yes.
We will be having our Love and Laughs event.
Okay.
With none other than Jane Jenkins Herlong.
Oh, okay.
Jane is a motivational speaker and author, humorist, and happens to be from Edgefield,
right?
South
I've had
Carolina.
her on the show many
I thought
times.
she had.
Many times, yes.
And she is literally traveling the whole United States. I don't know how to keep up with her, but we're tickled that we were able to snag her for our February event. So I said, think kind of sweet tea humor coupled with, let's say, front porch wisdom.
Right.
And she rolls it all into one. So I said, grab your sweetheart or your best friend and come enjoy a fun evening. You will be sure to laugh, I promise.
Yeah, well, she writes some great books.
She writes some great books. I
yeah.
bought the last one. I don't know if you've read that one.
Yes, she gave me that one. Yeah.
But yeah, it's she's
about
quite talented.
About the beach trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beach trip with your beach girls.
Right. Yes. So, well, that's great. Okay, so now we've made it into February.
Yes.
I mean, because we are putting together here, folks. Just in case you're not, we are putting together a package of all the programs. Because what do you want them to do, Lisa? I think you want them to buy a season pass, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Because the season pass is truly a great value. If you went and bought them individually, it would be much more than the cost of the individual season pass. And you got reserved seating. You don't have to worry where you're going to sit. I don't like worrying where I'm going to sit, I go to the same pew every Sunday. And, like I said, the value is there. And there's other little perks that come with the season pass.
Right, okay.
You get a goodie bag,
Okay.
specially curated
Swag
bag.
Okay. And this should be really big. I mean, this should be really big this year for 80 years.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I'm setting the bar a little high.
You
now.
are setting the bar a little high, as you always do. You challenge me. But that's
my
a
job.
good thing.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Absolutely. So that takes us into February. Now I know you got to have at least one more event.
We got two more.
Two more events.
Two
okay.
more. So, due to the popularity, this will actually be the third time we've done this event, but it's always a little different.
Right.
There's always a little different twist.
Right.
But our Bourbon Boots and Blues.
Okay.
And
That's
we
a
will
good one.
be at the Inn on the Square for that event.
Okay.
It was overwhelmingly popular
Yes.
last year. And we have some very talented, very educated bourbon enthusiasts with, I say it's Wesley Timmerman and team.
Right.
But, it really is interesting. They really do delve into the history of the bourbons, and they always bring some very rare bourbons and have a story behind it.
Right.
Now, you may say, well, what if I don't drink bourbon? Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. We still welcome you because there'll be some other refreshments, not bourbon.
Right.
So it's always interesting, and the music is phenomenal. E.G. Kite and her band
Gonna have
just
E.G. Kite back?
bring it. Well, yeah. I mean, the way you were dancing last year.
I'm telling you,
and you
we had a
got the
good time.
crowd.
I got the crowd
I think
up
this
there.
year, honestly, I think we're going to have to back up the tables a little bit because the dance floor was not big enough.
I know.
People were dancing in between the
well,
tables.
I started pulling people up there.
I know.
It worked.
I know. Hey, look out if you come, because Ann's coming after you. She will get you dancing for sure.
Okay, so what is the date of that event?
And you don't have to wear cowboy boots, although I got a thing for cowboy boots.
Right.
March 11th.
March 11th.
That's on a Thursday.
Okay. All right, and that's at the Inn on the Square. Okay, so see, the beauty of this is I think you kind of move it around, which
We
makes
do.
it interesting. Yeah,
We
makes
do.
it interesting. Yeah.
And, you know, we love these venues in Uptown Greenwood, and we've done some out in the county as well. And, again, like I said, we're excited to be going back to Lander, but mixing it up a little bit. So, yeah, we're excited.
All right, so that's March 11th. So what do we got? Something in June?
We do.
Okay.
You know, it seems like everybody is having a big birthday this year.
Yeah.
Did you know that it is the 60th birthday of the South Carolina Festival of Flowers?
Yes, I did.
That's a big deal.
Yep, it is.
And you know, that is always one of my, I just can't help it, favorite times of year. I mean, what other town has, 45 live topiaries?
Right, yes.
I mean, I remember when Kay Self mentioned, you know, wanting to do topiaries.
Catherine Smith.
And Catherine Smith. I was trying to think.
Catherine was
Smith.
the originator. Yep.
And I was like, usually I'm, oh yeah, we can do, but I thought, we're going to do what? We're going to do, you know, and how are we going to do that? And I mean, gosh, now look at it.
I know.
And you
I
know, I met somebody, they had moved to Greenwood a few years ago, and it was so cute. They moved to Greenwood. It was an attorney and a coach that was employed with the school district. But I mean, part of why they moved here, they thought the topiaries were out all year. I was like, well, they're out for
Not
a while,
exactly,
but they're not out all
exactly.
year.
Yeah.
So we're very excited again to be partnering with the South Carolina Festival of Flowers with Trent C. and the Chamber and the city to come again back home for the beach blast.
Right.
Now, if Gibson's out there listening, we would really like to have like a dump truck full of sand.
Yeah, I like it. I
We'll
think
see if we can-
Where did that come from?
We'll see if we can make that happen, Ann. Because I understand that back in the day, they had a beach dance where they brought in a truck or two of sand. That was back at the old Civic Center.
Right.
Remember that?
Yep.
So, you know.
I mean, what's the problem here? What is the problem with sand and a space and then having a fun time with it?
Well, we're definitely having a fun time, and we always have a good time at the Uptown Market. It's just a cool little venue.
And who's going to be playing?
Well, I mean, how do you have a beach? Who would you think? How do you have a beach dance?
I don't know. We got a comment right here. Love you, Lisa. Would it be the swinging medallions?
Oh my gosh, I get chill bumps. I mean, I'll have chill bumps. Yes.
Yes.
We never get tired of the swinging medallions, and we never get them enough.
Right. We got a comment.
You know, they
right
were
here.
up in
Love you, Lisa.
Virginia recently, and somebody sent a snapshot and was like, "You're not going to believe this. These guys, I think, are from Greenwood, South Carolina." And sent it. So I'm very excited that Robbie Cox, their manager, and of course the McElrath guys are coming back, and you know, they've even got Next Generation. I don't know if you know it, but Elam
Right.
does the sound for them.
Right.
I just think it's
That's
cool.
Shane's daughter, right?
Yeah, Sean's daughter does the sound, and you know, it's all started with John McElrath and that group. It was kind of funny. I had a chance to talk with Joe, and you know, one of the original medallions, and he was there the night. You know, we had him in June, and he made the comment. He said, "You know, when we first got started, really and truly, none of us could really sing except the McElrath, John McElrath and that group. So the rest of us, well, we were just sort of cute and could dance." And I thought, man, and look at them now, you know. But that's a fun event. Again, we polled our patrons. What did they want and what did they want to see? And I'll be honest, I think if we didn't have them, there might be a riot. I mean,
Right.
they just absolutely. And I'm very excited to say with special guest Rhonda McDaniel.
Rhonda's going to come back
Yes,
again. That was
yeah.
a fun time.
It
Now,
really-
what is the date of that? Of
That
the
date
show?
is June 3rd.
June 3rd.
And that's on a Thursday, and that will kick off the 60th Festival of Flowers event. So it's kind of nostalgic. It's a unique year. I feel like a unique season. And I'll go ahead and say, then we got a couple little different things peppered in between these dates, and we'll roll those dates out. But again, we've talked to folks, and there's been a real desire. You remember when we did the South Carolina Songwriters, and we brought the songwriters, and we were at the community theater for
Right.
that event. And then before that too, we had Edwin McCain. People are interested. I myself, how do people get involved in music?
How do you write a song?
How do you write a song?
Right.
I asked, actually, one of my new daughter-in-laws, she'll probably kill me, but Helen Purnell Sanders comes from a very musical background, and she writes and records, and I was just so curious because I was wondering, do you come up with the music first, or do you come up with the words? And I found out, I've talked to other musicians, everybody's a little bit different. Sometimes
yeah.
they get a tune and then the words come later, or sometimes they have the words. But I just think that's cool. I think there's a lot of interest there, and according to our patrons, they want to see something like that. So we're going to have kind of, I call them maybe like pop-up events,
Right.
or kind of a off out of the main season event where we're going to try it and have a couple musicians, and they'll be talking about the songs or the writing, and I think we're going to probably call that something, we're still kind of finalizing, but something like Acoustic Cafe.
Right.
Sort of strings and stories, or the history, and it'll be sort of I want to say kind of a listening room concept, where the music is not as loud,
Right.
not really plugged in, just kind of sitting on a bar stool strumming and talking about it. There's, like I said, there's so much history behind the different genres, and it's always fascinating to me to learn that. And sometimes, when they just change one little word,
Right.
it changes the entire song. It changes sometimes the entire trajectory for those artists.
Well, what I always think is so interesting is to hear a song that was written a certain way in a certain
Yeah.
genre, and then have somebody else do it in a totally different genre.
It
like
really
take a show
is.
tune and then turn it into a country song.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fascinating.
Right.
We've got a friend that was in the music industry in Nashville, and was trying to make it in Nashville, writing songs, and later decided at age 40 to go back to medical school. Yeah, talk about
Didn't make it, huh?
a pivot. And we always felt like he should have made it because his God-given name is Curtis Ray Bear. So here's to Kurt Bear, a childhood friend and married a sweetheart, and they've got an awesome family, and like I said, now he's in medicine, but still, just has just some great songs and enjoys music, every day. But
Well, what could be better than to have a singing doctor?
I mean,
Come on.
Yeah.
A little nervous? Let me calm you down.
he would. He would. He's awesome. So I hope Kurt and Katrina Bear out there, they're listening. But yeah. So the song, let's see, "Midnight Train to Georgia."
Right.
Interesting. Didn't start off like that.
Right.
Midnight Train to Georgia, and they called the songwriter and asked him, said, we really want to change this one word, and I think it was Texas, and they wanted to change it, and so he said sure. So I mean, kind of the rest is history.
Right.
It changed the trajectory for that artist. So it's just little things like that I think I find fascinating, and like I said, we've listened to some of our patrons, and they wanted something a little different, so we're going to try it.
Going to have kind of a pop-up event, huh?
A little pop-up event. We're going to do one in October, and we had one scheduled for February, and we're going to move that to January.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
That event actually will be, and again, I tell you, I mean, the people on Greenwood, they're just so accommodating. They really are. We're working with Maxwell Crossing.
Oh yeah,
For
very good.
that event, and we've done things like at Flynn's, and just around. So we're excited to be in Uptown Greenwood. That'll be a real casual, low-keyed event.
Is that called a no-stress event, Lisa?
That's a no-stress event.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think I need a no-stress event.
Right, exactly.
But I feel like we cover the gamut. Of course, the event at the Uptown Market with the festival with the medallions, that, as you know, is a very family-friendly event. And I feel certain we'll probably have another 50 beach balls.
Right.
That was a hit. And the exciting thing to me was just finding out where these people come from. And we've got one little couple that they're well up in their 80s. And they travel, this will be their third time coming out of state. A
That's
good
pretty
little
cool.
ways.
Right, that's cool. That's
And
cool.
they stay at the Inn on the Square because it's convenient right there.
Right.
And they love the different restaurants. And I think the last time they went, they were talking about Pascal's, but they love all of them. I think they went to Mill House. And
That's cool.
so it's kind of neat. And then Rhonda has quite a following, from
Yep.
Spartanburg, Augusta, Athens, Myrtle Beach. But it's just kind of neat, those people coming.
They're groupies.
They're groupies, and they're coming to Greenwood, so come on. We love to have you.
Well, that's great. Well, now, part of what GPA is all about, though, is about your outreach programs.
Yes.
And, I think a lot of people don't realize all the extra parts that you do. I mean, you hear about the events, and of course, we're going to talk about, maybe we should talk about it now. What does how are you rolling out your season passes, your season tickets?
So the season passes will roll out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
That's why you're here today.
That's why I'm here tonight. And the way we do that is you just email us, info@greenwoodperformingarts.com,
Okay.
lisa@greenwoodperformingarts.com, and just tell me how many you need, and so we'll get the goodie bag and we will deliver to you.
To you. Okay.
Special treats.
Now, is there a limited number of these season passes?
Well, that's a good question. Very good question. Thankfully, we doubled last year's. So I'll just say, just get your season pass quick.
That's right, because some of these events can sell out.
That's right. And some of the events, the max capacity
Right.
is like 150.
Right.
And again, thankfully that we've got sponsors. Our season sponsor, this is the third year in a row, so please let me give a shout out to Lakeland's Plastic Surgery, Dr. Culpepper,
Right,
and
right.
his group.
They
We're
do
excited.
an excellent job of pulling people together. There you
That's
go.
right.
Okay.
Funny that you said that. At one of our events, one of the performers on break,
Right.
I pulled Dr. Culpepper aside and wanted to know
That's right.
about some of the services that were available. So I hope she scheduled something.
Right. Excellent. Excellent.
But they're a great team, and as you know, part of Self Regional
Right.
Hospital. So Mark Hyatt and their group, they're great to work with. They're incredibly supportive. It's funny. People may not know this, and I found this out at our jazz event. Dr. Culpepper played the saxophone, so don't be surprised if he, gets up on stage.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's
and
see that
Mark
happen.
Hyatt is a musician.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got, Greenwood's got some really talented people. And it's just, I think it kind of started off with, I think it has a lot to do with the culture that the medallions brought. And I tell people all the time, I think it's nuts that a town this size has so many incredible talented musicians, and what a blessing. You can hear live music about every
weekend.
night.
Every
I
weekend.
mean, definitely every weekend with local focal and those guys.
Right.
But it's getting to where really you can hear it almost every night.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, so do we have an idea how much a season pass, or what's the overall package if you bought each one of these tickets individually?
Oh man, I knew Ann was going to ask me that
question.
question.
I'm a deal. I want to know the deal.
I know you do. I know you do. And I tell people, I'm not a banker anymore, Ann. I need a calculator. But it's in excess of $350 if you bought them individually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we kept the price pretty set. We're doing $300.
$300. Well,
yeah.
Well, that's excellent. That's excellent. So you'd be getting a deal, and you know what? This is the perfect time because it's going into the holidays.
It is.
If you are looking for a gift for somebody that's hard to buy for, what a great gift!
Oh man, and we deliver it wrapped up and ready to go. And you touched a little bit, Ann, and I want to kind of circle back. It is a great value. But I want to encourage people that it's even more than that. I say it's supporting arts with a purpose, because our board is passionate, and it is a personal passion of mine with the outreach, and it is truly exciting to see what it does for these individuals. And you mentioned making art accessible. Some folks can't come to our venues, so I say we take the show on the road and we go there, and just expose them. But it is incredibly rewarding to see. I said we really are bringing a little sunshine to people.
And I think particularly, I think you must be talking about your seniors.
Yes.
You go to the different
and in assisted living and skilled care,
right.
And into those facilities.
And this year you've added art to it, not only music but art.
And it's amazing, truly, to see things that you might think are little. Is really a sign. If they're tapping their toe, if they're smiling, if I'm never
winking at you.
I will never forget that. I really do. I still get choked up when I think about that, because this individual came in, no eye contact. I mean, nonverbal.
He's an Alzheimer's person.
Yep.
Yes.
And when Gail started playing that music, I mean, it was like came to life. Mm-hmm. She sat up in her chair. She made eye contact. She wanted to dance. And she looked, and talk about eye contact, she looked over at me and just gave me the biggest wink. Mm-hmm. And, I thought, that's why we do what we do.
Right.
That's why we do what we do. And it really is, it's a blessing that we get to make that kind of impact in our community. And I look forward to going, I want to go see my people.
Right.
It really is. And like with the art, again, you think something might be little, but the dexterity in their hands, they were making flowers. We were coordinating with the Festival of Flowers. And so they made flowers. And that may seem like a small thing, but with the dexterity in their hands, they're working on that. And so, it's a lot more to it. And I love to tell that story. And again, it's through very generous funding that we have. The whole community really does support us and support our mission. And I've got to thank Greenwood Women Care. This grant that we recently got was specifically for adults with cognitive issues, and to be able to bring that to them is it's powerful. It's impactful. Greenwood County Community Foundation is another one that, for them to believe in our mission just means a lot. And the school program, that's just awesome. We want to go to more and more schools, and really taking a little bit of this, and it's more than just we're taking a cool musician into the school. Yeah, they are cool, but it's so much more than that. It's a message from Dr. Arnold. It's a message of encouragement and empowerment, and it really does. It makes a difference, and I feel like we need to be pouring into our schools and our children. Even if you don't have a child in school, you're part of our community, and we'd love to have you volunteer. It's just fun, and it really is making a difference. A very unique thing that we're doing is I call it kind of multi-generational, where we are pairing elementary age kids playing the ukulele with the seniors and their ukulele club. And so they'll learn the same 5 songs. The seniors are going to the school first and meeting with them, and then we're planning and hoping that we'll be able to take the school children to this one is at Wesley Commons. So you kind of think some of these kids may not have grandparents, and some of these seniors may not have grandchildren. So
or particularly here,
close by. So it really is a win-win for our community, and if Greenwood Performing Arts gets to be the vessel and the conduit to make these connections and make this happen, we're honored.
That's right. So wouldn't it be great if?
Oh boy, I get nervous when Ann says that. Okay, Ann, you got me on the air. You got to lay it out on me.
No, I'm just saying that's how it kind of all started.
That's right.
That's how it kind of all started. The change. Now you have taken and expanded it and everything. I just want to tell one story. I think I was out with a group, and we had Mac Arnold at the school at Benjamin Mays, and I was out there, and I really didn't know what I was going to do, but I was standing there, and I had kazoos and everything, and I was talking about Mac Arnold, and this one little boy popped up, and he goes, "It's that song, I Can Do Anything." And I looked at him and I said, "How do you know that?" And he goes, "'Cause I go to Benjamin Mays." And then he says, "Would you like me to sing it for you?"
Oh, what?
And that's one of those things that you just go, you are having an effect on children long term, not just the program at the moment, but long term. And so, we all stood there and sang the song "I Can Do Anything," and what a powerful moment! What a powerful moment! And I think, Lisa, I know you talk about volunteers, but I know if there are people in the community who feel moved to help out with sponsorship of these programs, you can only expand based on the number of dollars that you have.
Yeah, that's very true. Because bringing these artists in, if we have more funding, we can keep them longer, have more days, and go to more schools. So yes, that's a key part of it. So I really do. I say, and even with the season ticket holders, you're supporting arts with a purpose. It's more, as you know, I'm extremely proud and excited about our concert series and putting that together. But I want our patrons and donors and sponsors and those that attend our events, that it's more than just that, that those dollars do help fund a bigger purpose. And, to me, I just think that's so exciting. And when I get an opportunity on the air, or at your Rotary Club or Kiwanis Club or your book club or whatever club, I'd love to come talk and just share some of what we're doing, and share what some of the results are, and really how our community is different. through that support, and it really does. It takes all of us, and again, like I said, you might not have someone in an assisted living, or you might not have a child in school, but if you're able to, to make a difference, and I promise you, as a volunteer, I promise you, you'll get more out of it than what you think. I feel like we're the ones that reap the benefits.
Absolutely.
And I do. I absolutely love it, and it's so much fun. I wake up, I tell you this, and I sincerely mean it. I wake up every morning, that I get to do this for a living. I just feel so blessed. I'm so passionate. I think Greenwood's the greatest place there is, and to have a uptown like we have, and have the music and the talent, and bring in these professionals. You don't have to leave Greenwood. You don't have to worry about parking. I laugh. I said, there's a few things we don't have: parking garages, back-to-back traffic. If you want to pull in.
I beg to differ. If you're on the bypass, 4 o'clock
the bypass
in the
can be a little,
Yes,
You and
okay.
Robbie get a little nervous when we get on the bypass if you got to sit through a light.
Right.
But, really, you can have some fabulous dining, fabulous experiences right here. And
absolutely.
That's what I love and enjoy about Greenwood.
What I think is amazing is that Greenwood Performing Arts has been able to reinvent itself.
Oh.
Really.
Yeah.
When you look at what was originally the way outreach was done.
Yeah.
Just taking, good
Right.
nothing against it, but
Yeah.
taking it, having the students go to theater, this type of thing, and experience the artist, whereas now you're letting the artist go into the schools, and the artist able to interact and tell how they got to where they got, which I think is, a lot of kids don't realize what it takes.
Yeah, and Ann, we said, wouldn't it be great if, when Ann said that, I was like, oh gosh, what are we getting into? And really, you did. You challenged us in a big way, but you challenged us, but you were in the trenches with us.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And when you did come up with that spotlight on the arts, a message of empowerment and encouragement, it did take our outreach to the next level. And it was so much more meaningful to the participants,
Sure.
seniors, adults with disabilities, children. It meant more because they got to experience it firsthand, and they got to interact. They do interact with these musicians, so they're in awe of them, but then they realize they're just normal people like us. They just happen to play a guitar.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is you have to have artists, and we've been blessed with having artists that want to interact and love that experience back and get so much out of it.
Yeah, I'm amazed, and it, it again. We've got more artists that want to do it, and to me, I was just, God, what a great problem to have,
Exactly.
And that truly is exciting, and there'll be more to come.
Absolutely. So a couple of things here. Now you can go ahead and get your season tickets starting tomorrow. I would highly recommend it. She has a great season. We're starting off on September 24th with Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock. Ahoy, mates.
That's right. That's right out there at Old 8.
Beautiful
Talk about a
Old
nice,
8.
a nice venue. You've got the Black and White Gala on November 13th at Lander. What a homecoming that is.
Yep.
February 4th, Greenwood Love and Laughs with the one and only Jane Jenkins Herlong. Bourbon Boots and Blues, March 11th at the Inn on the Square. And on June 3rd, you've got a beach party at the at the opening of the 60th anniversary of the Festival of Flowers. Talk about a balanced program there, Lisa.
I think it is, and I'm very excited. I think it truly is a milestone season in so many ways. I love a nod to the past, and looking ahead to the future, and again, stay tuned for some other
pop-up events. Pop-up events. Yeah. Now, how do people get their tickets?
Great question. Our website, and I do want to give a shout out. We've got a whole marketing team that I'm very, very grateful to. Rachel Holder, our graphic designer. Rachel grew up in Greenwood, is now residing in Charleston, and just does a great job with the graphic piece. Very grateful to Madison Boatwright Herrig. Madison is at Lander University and serves on our board, and is a tremendous help to me with our website and with our ticketing, particularly our ticketing. She knows that system backwards and forwards, and I'm very grateful. And then our newly added shout out to Sandy McLean with her media, and you'll notice some new and exciting things on our social media. Sandy is taking that on, and golly, I mean, I know what's coming, and I can't wait to see what she's posting next. It's so fun and creative, and she's done a great job for us. So with those individuals, it's a lot of fun. And then be looking and listening on the air. Please listen our commercials on Ann Eller, WCRS.
And we'll be having some of the artists on the shows here before they come.
Which is great. Ann always finds out more information.
Yeah, that's right. That's my job, Lisa. That's my job. Well, Penny has a question for you here.
Okay, Penny, you're up.
She has a question. She's been sitting here
so
listening
patiently
and intensely. Let's see if we can get a shot of Penny. Are you ready for your big moment? I am. Okay. So let's
What's on your mind, Penny?
She goes, Lisa, I've studied the new season very carefully, and I have one concern. Are any of these performances dog-friendly?
Oh, you're tugging at my heart. I'm the mama scout. Yes, we gotta look into that. I need to double check with our uptown friends if dogs are allowed.
At the splash pad?
At the Uptown Market.
Yes, I believe they are. She says she will dress appropriately if there's any question about her dress. And, she's sitting here dressed very nicely.
And I feel confidently that she has everything from nautical, black tie.
Yes.
And probably has some boots somewhere.
She does.
Cowboy hat.
Yep.
Yeah.
She has a cowboy hat.
I figured the love and laughs, I know she's got pink because I see it, so.
Okay. All right. So
and she can take a beach ball.
Okay. All right. Well, Penny got to ask her question. I just want to say it is great for it to have an organization that has made it 80 years right here in Greenwood. There were times where it could have died out. It could have not made it. But Greenwood Performing Arts has survived and invented itself and reinvigorated itself, more importantly, at 80.
Thank you. Yeah, you're never too old.
That's right. So check them out. Now, what's your website?
Our website is greenwoodperformingarts.org.
And you can order tickets right there. I would suggest go ahead and get them and be thinking about Christmas gifts, anniversary gifts.
Yeah, we'll package them up.
That's right. Now,
and gift certificates. Sometimes people don't know what to do for somebody moving into town. We've done a lot of that with our realtor friends. They'll get a gift certificate, and that's just a great way to get involved and find out what's going on. I had someone contact me just yesterday. Hey, I'm new into town. How do I get a ticket? Yeah.
Sounds like you need to be advertising on the radio, Lisa.
I know. I think we've got it scheduled, Ann.
Okay, all right. We're going to make it happen. Lisa Sanders, Executive Director of Greenwood Performing Arts, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I'll be watching you to see what you do with the outreach program, Lisa.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And I appreciate you and your help.
Well, it was certainly a pleasure to work on it. It was certainly a pleasure to move things forward, and that's always a great thing when you can have a vision and make it come together.
Well, you do. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Anyways, I'm Ann Eller. This is WCRS Radio. Penny and I are here. Lisa's here. We're going to say adieu, and we will be back in the morning, tomorrow morning, right here on WCRS and on WCRS Radio on Facebook Live. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning. We'll give you all the updates, what's happening, and Emerald football is back on WCRS. We're going to be doing a test Friday night. First game is the following weekend. Clemson starts, September 5th, so we're all hooked in with that.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
It is. Isn't it exciting? And
It
it's over
is.
100 degrees. How special. That's right. That's going to do it for us. Thank you again, Lisa.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Hey, I want to ask you one question before we go.
Sure.
I forgot my question here. What would you like people to remember or hope that you will have accomplished 20 years from now when people think of GPA and it's the 100th anniversary? What would you like people to remember about GPA?
Oh, what a great question. I want them to remember that we made it fun and we made it accessible and that they got to enjoy just a small bit of music, dance, laughter, and they see that it was with a purpose, and hopefully the outreach will be even greater. And but yeah, that it was art with a purpose.
Art with a purpose. Greenwood Performing Arts.
Yes,
there
ma'am.
you go. All right. Well, there you go. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank
Anything
you.
else you'd like to say before I close you out?
I think this is it. I'm excited and I'm waiting to be delivering those goodie bags.
All right. It's been a great afternoon with Lisa Sanders. We've been talking about Greenwood Performing Arts. We've been talking about the new season. We've been talking about how GPA has survived the times, which that unto itself is an accomplishment. That's going to do it for us. I'll see you in the morning. I am Ann Eller. We will drop the curtain. We will cue the music, maybe, because I changed it. Okay, we will cue the music, and we will join you in the morning. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you, Ann.